The Democrat Farce Commission proposed to investigate the January 6th Capitol riot collapses in Congress. In this video, we're going to take a look at how Mitch McConnell has basically guaranteed that the commission is DOA at the Senate, why Tucker Carlson has called the commission a total farce, and how the Democrats' embracing of what's called weaponized legalism is proving the entire commission to be nothing more than a political sham. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you. As always, we are your daily antidote to fake news. As each and every day, we analyze current events in line of conservative trends, helping you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Let's start with our video chat question of the day, shall we? Do you believe the Capitol Riot Commission is a farce? Let us know in the comments section below. Or do you agree with Tucker Carlson that the proposed commission is a sham? Let us know what you think, because we're going to find that far more than Tucker see this commission as nothing more than partisan posturing, which is all but guaranteeing its implosion. Now, before we begin, let's give you a shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's the Backup Solar Bank. Now, in the midst of this whole emergency situation that we found ourselves in, one of the best things that we can invest in for our protection when the lights go out is what's called a solar power bank. Okay, check this out. It's a backup power bank that's powered by the sun. It allows you to charge up to 2 devices at once, and you'll never have to waste money on batteries again. The supply is limited. This is your very last chance to get yours at a 20% discount before they sell out, so don't wait. Click on that link below right now and give you and your family the gift of power anywhere in the world. Click on the link below or visit backupsolarbank.com. That's backupsolarbank.com. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. It is now official. The Democrat attempt at setting up a 9/11 style commission to investigate the Capitol riots has collapsed. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has announced his opposition to setting up a commission that would investigate the January 6th riots, saying that the current congressional and criminal investigations are more than enough. In fact, McConnell was accusing Democrats of being far too partisan in the formation of the commission, and he said he supports the investigations already underway into the January 6th attacks, stating, quote, "After careful consideration, I've made the decision to oppose the House Democrats' slanted and unbalanced proposal for another commission to study the events of January the 6th. Now, needless to say, many pundits are now saying that there is no way this 9/11 style commission is going to make its way through the Senate, not without Mitch McConnell's support. The commission is, in the words of the Daily Mail, doomed. Now, in many respects, the commission proposal was actually already doomed. It had already fallen apart in the House, at least in terms of any significant bipartisan support. It'll most likely pass the House either today or tomorrow, but it looked like it'd be dead on arrival in the Senate when GOP leader Kevin McCarthy came out strongly against it. McCarthy is the #1 Republican in the House, and if he's opposed to it, a number of pundits argued then there was going to be little chance that McConnell in the Senate would contradict him. McCarthy, it's very interesting. McCarthy said he would vote for the commission, but only if the commission looked into other acts of political violence, such as the riots caused by Antifa and BLM over the summer. They needed to be investigated as well. Well, that, for obvious reasons, the Democrats could not abide by. In fact, that infuriated Democrats, and, which it goes without saying, it infuriated Chris Wallace, the colossal embarrassment over at Fox News. But that's the mainstream media's frame that they're running with, as you can see by headlines such as this one from the ultra-leftist Marxist disguise as journalists at the Washington Post. Kevin McCarthy plumbs new depths of political cowardice. Well, this one from the far leftists at The Nation. Kevin McCarthy sinks even lower. And look at the byline. He sells out a GOP House ally by opposing a bipartisan commission to investigate the January 6th insurrection. Is he afraid of what it will find? Now, I find that byline rather interesting, given that the same could be said in the Maricopa County audit. No? Isn't that right? As the Democrats and Biden's Justice Department are trying everything they can to shut down the Maricopa County election audit, You would think that these leftist activists over at The Nation would apply that same standard of suspicion. What are these Democrats afraid of finding in Maricopa? But alas, their latest article on the Maricopa County audit is entitled, quote, "The Arizona GOP's Attack on Democracy." So I guess based on their own standards, both the Democrats and the left-wing Marxists at The Nation really are afraid of what they're going to find in that Maricopa County audit. Now, yesterday before McConnell had announced his decision, President Trump weighed in on all of this, saying that the January 6th Commission idea is an absolute hoax. Quote, "Republicans in the House and Senate should not approve the Democrat trap of the January 6th Commission. It's just more partisan unfairness, and unless the murderers, riots, and fire bombings in Portland, Minneapolis, Seattle, Chicago, and New York are also going to be studied, this discussion should be ended immediately. Republicans must get much tougher and much smarter and stop being used by the radical left." Hopefully Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy are listening. Well, apparently they were. And Trump isn't alone in his assessment of this Capitol Riot Commission. Tucker Carlson applauded Kevin McCarthy for not buying into this whole notion of a commission, which Carlson calls a farce. Now, keep in mind, Carlson has been pretty harsh towards McCarthy of late, most recently exposing the fact that McCarthy actually rents an apartment from Frank Luntz, who, as it turns out, is a hardcore leftist lobbyist for corporatist globalists. But as Tucker noted, quote, "When politicians do something right, we want to say so." And Kevin McCarthy, the minority leader in the House, did something right. Tucker went on, quote, he said he will not support a commission, a 9/11 style commission to investigate the insurrection of January 6th. It is a complete farce. It's partisan as hell and it's fake. Don't play along with the fraud. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said this commission is about finding the truth, but she's the same person who supported BLM and the Antifa riots over the summer. We're not guessing about that. She defended Antifa when they destroyed Portland. In a civilized country, you punish people equally. That's the opposite of now. And Carlson finished by excoriating Republicans who are playing along with the charade. Quote, "They are voting to give Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden more power, power they do not deserve, power they did not win in November. Republican voters deserve to know the name of every congressional Republican that votes for this farce. They should know which representative is playing along with this poisonous hoax. We hope they will learn soon." And they ought to learn soon. Republican voters ought to learn who are the Republican politicians that are empowering Pelosi and Schumer, because in doing so, these Republicans are acting in diametric opposition to grassroots Republicans. And that's because these Republican politicians, however intentionally or inadvertently, are actually playing into a new kind of politics that's arisen over the last few years, a politics that the Democrats are trying to exploit, which involves nothing less than the weaponization of the law. But before we get into that, how would you like to get my book, The Return of Christendom, absolutely free? Well, you can, but only for today. And that's if you register right now for our brand new Patriot Entrepreneur Live event that we're holding on June 4th and 5th. It's a virtual conference. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your own couch, and you can secure your seat simply by clicking on the link below. So if you're looking to be a patriot entrepreneur who's currently frustrated and feeling trapped in your woke job, you're passionate about your work, but you're disheartened about your woke environment, or perhaps you're a current business owner who wants to take your impact to the whole next level, you are going to absolutely love our upcoming Patriot Entrepreneur Live. And as an extra incentive here, anyone who signs up today for the conference for gold or platinum tickets today only gets a completely free Return of Christendom ebook. But time is running out, so do not wait. Make sure to click on that link below and get your free Return of Christendom ebook. And I'll see you for a weekend that promises to be a game changer for your life like never before. All right, so what we have to understand is that what the Democrats are doing here with this commission is something scholars refer to as weaponized legalism. Okay, that's the technical term for the politicization of the law. weaponized legalism. A weaponized legal regime, which is what we now live in thanks to the Democrats, uses the law to deliberately undermine their political opponents, strengthen themselves and their allies, and they use the law to show off their power to threaten and to intimidate. Sound familiar? And that's precisely what the Democratic Party has become. They become a weaponized legal regime that uses the law as a political weapon. So, for example, Democrats care nothing about enforcing immigration law at the southern border, but suddenly they care everything about vaccine passports. They didn't give a rip about their law enforcement responsibilities during the George Floyd riots over the summer, but now they're suddenly the great defenders of this nation's law and order against these January 6th insurrectionists. So this is weaponized legalism, and Liz Cheney and a number of other rhino Republicans are fully on board with giving in to this Democratic farce. The good news, as we're seeing with the Republican leadership, of which Liz Cheney is thankfully no longer a member, it looks like they're beginning to more and more reject this weaponized legal regime. They're recognizing that they should win in a landslide in the 2022 midterms, and that the days of the Democrats in power are slowly but surely coming to an end. Now, before you go, make sure to check out my latest video. I just uploaded it on how Steven Crowder is suing YouTube for censorship as the worldwide techlash has just begun. So we take a look at the new lawsuit just announced by Crowder against YouTube. We look at it in relation to similar lawsuits, and we see how Crowder's actions are actually all part of a growing tsunami known as techlash that promises to overturn big tech censorship practices once and for all. You're not going to want to miss this, so make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.